Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about failure and how it doesn't exist. Failure is a concept that we make up. We can only fail when we have expectations that we can't meet. But we are the ones who come up with the expectations. We're like, I should be able to do this, or I need to do this, or I need to win in this way. And in the act of creating that expectation, creating that place that needs you to get to for you to be good in some way, for you to win in some way. You create a concept. You create this duality of winning and losing. And if you don't meet the expectation, if you don't win the competition, then you failed. You have this like title of you failed. You failed. You are a failure. But the thing is, you created the expectation and you didn't meet it. And maybe the expectation was somewhat necessary. Like, oh, I want to win, so in a way, expect myself to win. Or maybe it's a goal. But when it's held tightly, when it's held like an expectation that needs to happen, there's a way in which we're like away from ourselves, away from what's actually real. We've reified this expectation as if it's some fundamental rule of the universe. And then when we don't meet it, this failure defines us as if it has anything to do with us being alive. If that like winning that one competition or succeeding at that one goal was the meaning of life, then holy shit, like then failure exists. But if you didn't meet the goal and you didn't meet the expectation and you didn't win the competition and you're still alive, then that goal, expectation, or competition has nothing to do with the meaning of your life. And you can define yourself by the failure of those things, or it could just be another thing that happened. It's like, oh, I did this thing, and then this is what happened. You don't have to define yourself by the failure, and the failure isn't even real. The failure is real in as so far as the expectation is real and whatever emotional ties you have to them. But there is no failure in life. There's just living. And living is this continuous unfolding, which is a great way to live. Like if you can't fail, you just keep trying. You just do the next iteration and the next iteration and the next iteration. And then eventually you pass away and you die. Because death is the final ending. There is no end outside of death. So you just keep on living, keep on moving, keep on doing the next thing. And everywhere, every place where we put failure as a concept that in some way defines us, everywhere where failure is something that's real to us, is a false end that we're creating that's limiting us, that's limiting our identity, limiting the things we can do. Because there's nothing in this world, there's nothing that no expectations that actually exist that would actually define the meaning of life as in some way or define you as a failure. So just keep living. Just keep living. Keep trying and keep doing and try again if you didn't succeed the first time. Try again and try again and try again. Was the moment we define ourselves by the failure, then we do create an end. Like we are creating this expectation that we will fail because we are a failure in some way. And when we define ourselves by our failures, then succeeding becomes basically impossible because we would have to go against our own self-definition. So don't make that category mistake of defining yourself by the failure of an expectation that you created yourself. Define yourself as whatever you want to define yourself as, because you get to make the meaning of life. and you get to keep living until you no longer do. Big loves. I'm a dumpster fire. Have a good one.